continue to work hard. They can bring Ronaldo Kusasa, they can bring Messi, but continue to work hard. For me, select your lineup and then the striker, you'll always be number one. And then voter, your pap is ready. But when you eat that pap, then you find there's a taste that is missing. There was no salt. Ipapa lako, you pour, maize, eningi, utupeki papa, igcine seyingaba engathi ba uphuthu, iyase achalapana phansi akuvutwanga. That nothing happened right lapana. Didn't know when to reduce the heat, where to keep it up, and then you didn't eat that team that it used to be in terms of the quality players that they used to have in that team. Because I remember one player that always comes to my mind when we talk about the Asante Kotoko is Stephen Appiah.
Benedict Tso Vilakazi is the all-time top goal scorer for Orlando Pirates with 52 goals plus 32 appearances for Bafana Bafana.
If you understand what I'm talking about, you will say to me, so you are correct.
Now you can catch Tso live every Monday on Omni Audio, TikTok, Facebook, and X. Don't miss Tso's football wisdom exclusive to Omni.
Oi, welcome to Tso's football wisdom. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and post. Especially Yonale, subscribe. Please, I'm begging you in the name of God. Please subscribe so that you guys are pumping me. The season's about to start now. So give me that oomph, give me that energy. And was good to bring all the best news for you guys.
Danko, Grootman, 5 questions. Kaizer Chiefs, are they going to be relegated this season?
No.
Pasadena, is he going to survive at Mamelodi Sundowns?
Yes.
Orlando Pirates, are they winning the league?
Yes.
Mamelodi Sundowns, are they winning the CAF Champions League?
No.
Lucas Ribeiro, is he staying or leaving? Leaving.
He will stay.
Relebogile Mofokeng, is he leaving?
He will stay.
Aye, good man. What a weekend we come from. Banyana Banyana. I'd like to start La Pena Churena. Team yako. Amakosi for life. Your favorite team. I don't think there's any difference. There are no changes. Like Kaizer Chiefs are the same as they were last season. Hotman, I don't know what's your take.
I remember my mother when she was teaching me how to cook. Before I get to a point, I just want to show something so that when I get to my point, and then people will understand where I'm coming from and where I'm going. She teach me how to cook. To cook pap, you put the water there, wait for the water to boil, and then you put it into the impupula payana, and then you need to reduce the heat. Remember, I didn't mention the salt. I want you to go with me. I didn't mention the salt. I said, put water, allow the water to boil, and then you pour ilontuzana maize la payana. You reduce the heat, so you pegi papa lako. Am I correct? Yes, that's how we do it. Then I didn't talk about the salt. And then water, your pap is ready. But when you eat that pap, then you find there's a taste that is missing, of which you didn't put the salt. And why I'm saying this that Kaizer Chiefs, I'm a coach for life. Kaizer Chiefs, last season, we all saw them. And I make this example of when somebody is teaching you how to do things. and then you need to find it correctly and do it right. Then you're gonna achieve your goal. So when you cook a pap, you boil that water. When you boil that water, you put salt. If you want your pap to be tasty nice, you put that salt, and then when you're gonna pour that maize, reduce the heat, and then ulbonda ulphendula lapha ipapa lakho until certain time, and then ipapa lakho uzoba right. So goes back to Kaizer Chiefs. You saw last season that the pap that you guys were cooking, one, didn't have salt. Two, they large papa because of the heat was high. So you see there's a lot. There was no salt. Ipapa lakho you pour maize eningi utupheka ipapa igcine seyingaba engathi ba uphuthu iyaseyatsha lapha phansi akuvuthwanga. That nothing happened right lapha. Didn't know when to reduce the heat, where to keep it up, and then you didn't eat. You didn't eat, then you have to go and buy bread. Now so zodla isinkwa nedontuzana negravy nenyama laphana, of which it was not the plan. That's what happened with the Kaizer Chiefs last season. And I'm looking at it now from the weekend's game. Guys, I want us to be honest, really, begin. Kaizer Chiefs, from my point of view, and I know, you guys' your point of view, Kaizer Chiefs had a problem in defense. They had a problem with goalkeepers. They had a problem with the striker. Somebody that can score goals. They had a problem with a creative midfielder, a brain of the team. Can I take you back in the years of Kaizer Chiefs? Maybe you'll understand when I talk about the brain. What am I talking about? When you talk about the brain, you're talking about players like Abu Iskus, about players like about Dr. Kumalo, players like about Thabo Moki, players like about the late Thabang Lebisi, Frank Makua, Chabu Pule, Shavule Peck. When you talk about the brain, about Stanton Fredericks, players that they will think for the team, players that they will make sure that when they get the ball, they make things happen. So Kaizer Chiefs, they didn't have those players. Not that they didn't have as if that they've got now. No, they don't have. They had problems with keepers. They had problems with defense. They had problems with attacking players. That's where I'm saying the brain of the team. Then they had problems to find somebody that will score goals. I'll make an example again. Still remember Makrot Malak Shane McGregor, Tony Iliodigwe, Pele Nomvete, Colin Besuma. I'm talking about players that they can score. Kaizer Chiefs used to have, they had an eye for players like that. In the midfield, like I said, about Dr. Kumalo, about Iskuse, Shavul, about Thabo Moki, Stanton Fredericks. Players that they can think. That they can make things happen for the team. At the back, about Petr Mabedi, Fabian McCarthy, Derek Spencer, Bevan Fransman, you can name them. They used to have quality. So I'm saying this to say, as Kaizer Chiefs, just go back, sit down, and look at the team and saying, do we have similar players like this? No. We don't have. It's worse when you go to goalkeepers. Goalkeepers, Chiefs was one of the best team to have best goalkeepers. We can argue, but Kaizer Chiefs, one of the best team to really produce number one keepers in South African football. We can argue now with that. So now, when you look at the team on the weekend, they play against Asante Kotoko. Yes, also Asante Kotoko, I know Asante Kotoko. They also not that team that it used to be in terms of the quality players that they used to have in that team. Because I remember one player that always comes to my mind when you talk about the Asante Kotoko is Stephen Appiah. Stephen Appiah used to play for Asante Kotoko. One of the best players also in Africa. He was also a captain of Black Stars of Ghana, Stephen Appiah. So yes, but my concern here, Amakosi people, is that do we give ourselves time and look back and say, can we identify player similarities in terms of the players that we've got now and the players that they used to play for Kaizer Chiefs? Let's look at that.
Godman, I think in Kaizer Chiefs, like in Kulu, there's a very big problem there, because judging by how they played against Asante Kotoko, we can obviously say that they're going to struggle again this season. When Godman Mawa Begile, where is the problem? Is it the coach? Is it the person that's responsible for scouting and signing players, or is it the players themselves?
Can I advise Dr. Kezam Tau? That's also a timer. Give me, yeah, Gakula foot, Gakula. I love him, I like him, I respect him, and each time I give him. Same applies to Dr. Ivan Koza. To me, those are my parents when it comes to this football in South Africa. And my advice to a timer, I would say, Dr. Kezam Tau, my advice with how I've seen Kaizer Chiefs going is, can you take Junior and Bobby and put them in the board of the team, and then employ somebody that will run the team, somebody that's going to be responsible in terms of signing players, signing coaches, how the team should play, put the structure, put the philosophy, the culture of the team. Is it possible that you can do that? Because I think, sometimes we're not the same as kids in terms of running the business like you do as a father. As a father, you run it in a different way. Even though they always say that they give the youth a chance, but there's some youth that they still need guidance from the elders, of which that's why I'm saying my advice is remove them in those decision making of employing coaches and signing players, and assign, get somebody that will do that job. I remember the late Oprah Stan, may his soul rest in peace. He was the one that was more influential in terms of decision making. Who's the coach, the players that needs to come and all of that, and also emphasize in terms of the culture of the team, in terms of the philosophy and the way of playing of Kaizer Chiefs, identifying players that they will live up to the culture, the philosophy and the way of Kaizer Chiefs. I think that my advice is that remove them in that responsibility of really employ coaches and sign players, and get somebody that can do that, and sit with them in the board, where you guys can work in that board to get so far you guys, we are one of the best team in South African football and in Africa in terms of the marketing side. You guys, you are so amazing. That's why I like Uluntusana Uchesika. She's doing very, very well. And not that she started yesterday. She's been doing very well. That's why you'll find Amakosi for life. They're always packed at the stadium because of the marketing part that Uchesika she's doing. And well done, Chesika, and your little sister. You guys, I think, is it Kumisho or Kimisho? Say the way, I just forgot the name. But you guys are doing very well in terms of that department, and continue making that team bigger and bigger and bigger. My last ways is that please, Dr. Kezam Taung, I'm asking that please, can you remove them in that position of getting coaches and players and running of the team and employ somebody that will come in and identify a coach, employ the coach, sign players, and then see how is it going to work. Because I think in that manner, I think it will move Chiefs in a better direction.
Yeah, no, there's a lot to change, Lapayana Hotman.
Yeah.
Hotman, Masbuya Laikaya talking about Zimnyamangan. We see they just released Zakele Lipasa. It hasn't been announced where he's moving to. And then I see Baloke Baya sign Hotman. So now my concern here is your favorite player. I think your favorite player is in trouble. Do you see him surviving the season, Lapako?
You know, let me say this, Kumabas, and he knows that I like him. I like him. I favor him all the time because of one thing: he's doing his job. His job is to put the ball in the net, and he does it very well. Boy, there's a guy used to sing this song. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Pugalav, when you say you can't keep a good man down. They can bring 20 other strikers. I'm telling you, from me, here in this hut, they can bring 20 other strikers. But I don't think that they will come in our show and close you down and make you not to be seen. You are one special player that knows that pole. So far, in my eyes, there at Orlando Pirates, you are the only player, only striker that I will say, even if I'm sleeping saying who do you want to put in as a striker, it's always going to be you. It's not a mistake. You know how to score. You not, we cannot compare you with other strikers, and maybe about the late Dennis Slaughter, may you so rest in peace, that can dribble there and then and score. No, you are totally different. You are a goal scorer, and you score. And the one thing that I like the most about you is you are always inside the box. So continue, my boy. Continue to work hard. They can bring Ronaldo Ksasa, they can bring Messi, but continue to work hard. For me, select your lineup and then the striker, you'll always be number one. You'll always be number one. Let me tell you something, my boy. I want you to take this very serious, and I hope it's going to encourage you and make you work more hard. When you look at our South African football right now, we don't have a top striker that I will say. I'm not saying Renas is not good enough. Remember Renas, he was at Stelis, he went to SuperSport, he went to Stelis, he went to Sundowns. You went to Swallows, you came back to Pirates, you score goals. So Renas went to SuperSport, went back and recharged at Stelis, and then went to Sundowns. He's a very good striker. But beside him, in our national team, I will select the second striker. It will be one, then it will be. You know why? You guys are scoring. That's what we need. We need you guys to score. We don't. I don't want you to be ubomfukeng, ubonkota, ubomawutito maswanganya. No. Or ubosupembule. No, you are not them. You are not them. One is when Utsehofatso Mabasa, we are a striker, a goal scorer. That's your job. When they give you, you put it there in the net. So, boy, don't give up. Don't give up. Continue work hard. Yes, I've seen in some games, preseason games, that you are not that featured like other strikers. But look, don't give up. You know what I'm talking about. You know that you went on loan to Swallows because of you didn't get a game time, but you did very well at Swallows, and then you came back, and then you continue where you left. For me, it shows a character. It shows a very character. And yeah, man, 06, man, I feel so bad for that boy, man. I feel so bad for the boy that now he has to be released. You know why I feel so bad is because the boy, if I'm not mistaken, he was also injured before he was loaned to Supersport United. And he did very well at Supersport United because he even got a call-up to the national team. And then he went back to Pirates. And then, injuries are injuries. It's something that, players also always validly try to not to get injured and continue playing. And I feel sorry for him because he got injured and was out of the game for the whole season. And yes, it's so difficult. It's so difficult. Very difficult. So now my advice to him is that he just have to look at the team that it is no pressure. A team that, when I'm talking about pressure, there's a pressure of winning a league or winning a trophy. There's a pressure of you trying to survive relegation. So you don't need teams that are in those positions. Especially you've been out for quite some time, and not that you're out because of maybe they were not playing you. You're out because of injuries. And then now, obviously, when you're out for injuries, it takes time for you to come back. So I wish you to get a team that there's less pressure, and then they'll give you an opportunity for you to play. And I'm 100% sure, when you get that team, you're going to do exactly what you did when you play for Supersport United.
Grootman, the season kicks off this weekend.
Yeah.
Starting with the MTN 8.
Yes.
First game, Orlando Pirates take on Polokwane City. Ozonapolis is going to be playing against his former team. Are we defending this one, or Mamelodi Sundowns is taking it?
Let me tell you something. You know why I'm laughing? You know, when we are used to certain things, it's like it's a norm. It's a norm that MTN 8 is going to Orlando. Look at, we're gonna play Polokwane City. Pirates will beat Polokwane City, and then whoever comes is gonna be in trouble because I think Pirates they're just trying to sing another song. I think they will come to that song, Happy People again this season. That's what I'm saying. I saw a producer there trying to put things together in terms of that song of the Happy People. So this season, hey, mamelani kule season lena ngitshele into engeka yazi mangikhuluma ngikhuluma bese nithi nangoke mamelani bafika, I'm telling you, Pirates they're going to win again the MTN 8. MTN 8 it's Pirates trophy, and then I'm not worried about it. My worry it's a marathon.
So does this mean Uti, it's going back to Orlando?
It's an obvious thing. Okay. It's Sundowns. When was the last time they've won MTN 8? Can I make you laugh? It's 8 years back when they started to win the league. No, I don't know, guys. I'm just teasing you. Because Sundowns are used to win the league. So, they're not used to win the MTN 8. They're used to win the league. So I'm just teasing you. But, yeah, Pirates, they MTN 8 and Orlando Pirates, they align.
Godman, speaking of Sundowns, they recently announced the signing of Fawaz Basadine. I mean, personally, I think he's one of the best left backs in the country. But there's so much competition in that position there. We have Mudiba, who plays the same position. We have Mashiko, who plays the same position. And all of these guys have represented at national level. So do you think Mabasina, this Basadine guy, they're going to release some players, or they just bringing him in and then it's just competition? Whoever plays better gets the lineup.
No, to be honest, I think they're going to release players. I think Mashiko will release him. I think Nkobeni, I think also is going to leave. as you saw that Suarez already left. So I think what is going to happen there is going to be Lunga and Pasadine fighting for that position, and I think they will move Uluntuzana Modiba. With Modiba, I think Abaku, I don't know. That's why I say Uluntuzana Okaduso, he some players with Sundowns, he doesn't know how to use them. Because when you talk about Modiba, you're talking about a player that international player, Bafana left back. It's him and Pasadini that are competing for that position of being a left back for Bafana. So now I've seen even in the Club World Cup that Modiba was not really prioritized in that position. But anyway, Ulunga did very well. Look, guys. I in Club World Cup, I thought Ulunga was gonna be, the suspect. But look, he did very well. He did very well, Ulunga, and yeah, it's gonna be a very, very strong competition at that left back between. I can mention Modiba there. I will say Lunga. Modiba, Pasadini, I think they have to fight for that spot.
Man, I really am worried about him. And last thing, Lapaguma Melody Sundowns. We saw they signed Jaden Adams, and the boy was playing well at Stellenbosch. Not that he's not playing well at Mamelodi Sundowns, but he's struggling to fit into the Mamelodi Sundowns structure. So do you think Ofaz Pasadini is going to survive? Because personally, I would have signed for Chiefs if I was him.
Let me be honest. We all wanted Pasadini to go to Kaizer Chiefs, especially when you look at Kaizer Chiefs. Like I said, that they had problems in defense. I thought that they'll go for him, and then so that they can stabilize that defense. Yes, I agree with you that Adams is not the Adams that we saw at Stellenbosch. But remember that the type of football that Stellenbosch were playing and the type of football that Sundowns is playing is totally different. It's totally different. And I think it makes life sometimes to be difficult in terms of every time play transition. Because remember Stellenbosch, they were, build up transition. Because why? They had players that are quick up front, they runners, Tipruya there. So it was not much of him being seen in the game. But now at Sundowns, it's a team that they build up with blocks, with positioning play and get to that final third. So yes, he's struggling a bit. But I think if he can get clear coaching and the clear role that he needs to play, I think he's going to come right.
Hodman, Banyana played. We were hoping they were going to win the WAFCON. And then unfortunately they lost to Nigeria, who then won the tournament. They played this weekend. They were playing for the third and fourth place. 2-0 up, only for them to lose it. Do you think the reason they didn't play so well in this competition is because of the issues that they faced prior to the competition, not being paid on time, other players deciding, you know what, no, we're retiring from national team, whatever. Like, where did they get it wrong?
Look, they always say when there's smoke, there's fire. And it's not something that it's people are just saying. When there's smoke, there's fire. You get tired when every time when you go out there, when you need to perform, whatever that you need to perform, there's always issues. Every time when you need to go and perform, there's always issues. We're talking about human beings here. We're talking about human beings, people that are sacrificing their lives for the country. They're sacrificing their time for their own families while we're sitting with their own families watching them play there. But they went there, right, where every time you get tired to say, but why in Jalo when I have to go and play this tournament, then we had to fight. Every time we have to fight. Every time we have to fight, you get tired. You get we are all human beings. We are all human beings. You get tired. And when I saw that some players they decided to retire, I'm not fighting with them. I'm not fighting with them. You are about to get tired to say, you know what, enough, it's enough. I'm enough of this. I cannot go on like this. Every time when we have to go to the games, it's always one issue. Always one issue. You get tired. So you don't want to find yourself in that position again to say, now she's on comba man. You say, I nabo, I mabaya la babayeli mali njalo. But that you guys sacrifice your life, your time for your families, for your loved ones, your own time, personal, to have your own time and see yourself where you're going in life, and also focusing in your team again. It's also something, and it's worrying me that we're gonna have a lot of players that they're going to retire in the Banyana Banyana. It's really worrying me. And yes, look, in football, I always say three things that are happening in the game. Whether you like it or not, but these three things, they will happen in a game. Either you win, or either you draw, or you lose. At the end, you'll get one of this. Whether you like it or you don't like it. But at the end, when it comes that 90 minutes or 120 minutes or after penalties, but at the end, one of these three, you need to carry going home. So unfortunately, we have to carry the third one, of which it's to lose the game. Yeah, there are some emotions in that, looking at players, how they were playing, and the face. There were some emotions in that, but yeah, it's football. It's football. I will say I'm proud of the ladies. I'm proud of them. I'm very, very, very proud, guys. Banyana Banyana, I'm your number one fan. I'm very proud of you guys that you've went all the way to be in the top 4 of in our continent, not only in our region as a Southern, but in the continent. We are number 4 in the continent. I'm proud of you guys. How many countries that they want to be in the very position that you guys you are now? With all the problems that we had, with all the things that happened in our preparations to the AFCON, but you guys, you stood tall there. You fought for this flag. You fought for us while we are here at home talking about you guys, wishing you all the best. You made us proud. I'm very proud to call myself a South African. When I look at you, ladies, fighting there for the country, you did very well. The rest, this is football. Anything in football, it happens. Like I just said, that you win, you draw, you lose, and it depends that we end up on the day we lost the game. But for me, I'm proud of you girls. I'm proud of you ladies. You made us proud. And look, whatever happens going forward, look, I'm not going to question any one of you in any decision that you want to take to represent us. I'm not going to question your decision. But know that even when you go to your teams, but I'm still your number one fan.
Godman, what's next for Coach Desiree Ellis? Personally, I think Sekahlali Lelapayana, she's achieved a lot with the team, and she proved also in this tournament that whether I have a good squad or not, but I can still compete. I mean, being number 4, as you said, that's not easy. What do you think is next for her?
If it's not broken, what are you fixing? If it's not broken, what are we fixing? It's like, let's be honest, guys. If it's not broken, what are we fixing? Look, give me one coach in this continent. Give me one coach in this continent that stayed with the team more than 5 years. None. It's only here. It's only here. And when you look at her, he was not just taking us just to play in the conflict, in the AFCON. No, to compete. Not just to play. We competed there very well. How many times we reached the finals? And we end up winning it. And this time around, it's, when you look at our team, guys, I want us to be honest. When you look at our team, with all the problems that the coach Desiree, she always faces, but she always works hard with the technical team and the players to say it's okay, whatever happens off the field, but in the field of play, let's try and control what is in our hands. What is in our hands? That's what we can control. Me as a coach, you guys in the field of play, we can control whatever that is happening in the field of play. If it's not broken, what are we fixing? Doesn't mean when we end up fourth in the continent, it means there's something that we need to change. No. From my point of view, allow Coach Desiree to go on and coach Banyana Banyana. She's the only coach that I think in the history of South African football, all around the sporting codes, she's the only coach that I believe that she's been doing very well in terms of coaching the Banyana Banyana team.
Godman, sticking with some national news or national team football. The Chen tournament kicks off this weekend. We have our very own South Africa playing next week on the 8th of August, playing against Algeria. Are we taking this one? Or how are the boys going to play?
Point number one, I will want want us as a country to look at this. That's my point of view. I've got nothing against the players that are selected to represent us. Remember, we still have to build our national team. Am I correct? Where is our under-23s? Why can't we put them in that challenge? That is also is going to help him in terms of the experience. That when we play the qualifying games of the Olympics, these boys have got experience of playing against these other countries outside. I don't know. That's my point of view. To have that continuity in our national setup, to say we're building this team. This is our future. Maybe after 5 years, we'll have some of these players that are playing under 23s now to represent us in the senior team. That's my point of view. I've got nothing against the ones that are going to play now. But I'm saying, where is our vision? How are we seeing ourselves having a sustainable team going forward of the Bafana Bafana if we are not preparing these boys early? Because I believe, from my point of view, I believe this Chen competition, I was going to take the under 23s to go and play there. Let them go and play there. It's not about winning. It's about developing these boys, make them ready. When the time comes where we want them to deliver, they'll be ready to deliver. I don't know. We sometimes don't see things with the very same eye that I've got, because yes, they've selected players to go and play there. That is good. Some of them, Abuli Pasa has been out. Maybe by going and play there, maybe it will open a door for him to say, oh, wow, he can score. Then somebody will come in and say, hey, come and play for us. Yeah, that's another opportunity for some players that they didn't get game time. But looking at, the broader, looking at the future, I'm worried in terms of now we're gonna want to have a team, under 23 team, when now we need to play the qualifying games for the Olympics. Let's be careful also as a association SAFA, and also the acting technical director, because I believe that our own technical director left, or coach, I call him a coach, Stenbock. He left SAFA. So I'm worried that where are we moving in terms of that? But I would like to say all the best to the boys. One, you play for yourself. You play for the family. You play for us as a nation. You know why I'm saying number one, you're playing for yourself. You need to enjoy the game. When you enjoy the game, your family is going to smile. You're going to smile because of you are happy when you play the game. So I wish you all the best. Go there, do your best. Even if you go there, you end up losing the semi-final or losing the final. For me, that you went there and participated in that, it means a lot to me.
Grootman, to your point, I don't think we really take this Chen tournament serious, like as a country and also as a SAFA. We're not really invested in this, and this is where actually we should be investing, because it also helps prepare for the future. Are there any exciting players that you know, Tinas Ngabazi, that are part of that squad?
Yeah. Not in a disrespectful way, what I'm going to say now. I just, include in that list. Then I just saw, Lepasa, okay. Because I don't really believe that that Chen should be the players that are really seasoned players or the PSL. I think it was supposed to be the under 23s that needs to prepare themselves for our Olympics, to go there and get that experience in playing there. It's not about going there to win, but it's going there to gain that experience, so that when there's time comes for them to play for the qualifying game, the Olympics, those boys are ready. Those boys, they understand how to go and play outside. How is it? What is that you need to expect when you're playing against those African countries? Because it's not easy to play against those African countries. Home and away, it's not easy. So if you're going to give those boys an opportunity, the under 23s, to go and play Chen, they will understand the dynamics. They will understand the tempo, the physics of that level, so that when they get to that stage of representing us in terms of qualifying games for the AFCON, those boys are ready. So, yeah, but at the end, it's up to SAFA to say what is it that they think is good and is better, and it can work for us as a nation.
Man, I think it's a Q&A la.
Yeah.
Are we ready for anything, Mos? Any question?
Bring it on. Bring it on.
So we have a comment here from Kalsi, I think, or Kasley Nyambi. Lepasa deserves to go to Kaizer Chiefs.
For personally, just to protect him, and because I want him to rise again, he doesn't need to play for a team that there's pressure. At Chiefs right now, there's pressure. There's pressure. If he goes there and doesn't fight his feet quickly than anyone expected, then they will boo him. Then that will be the end of him. Chiefs right now, they're in trouble right now. They're in pressure. They've got pressure. There's pressure at Chiefs now. So he doesn't need really a team that is going to have pressure. He needs a team that will allow him to adjust. Remember, he comes from an injury. He's been out for the whole season. So it will take him some time to find his feet. So not really for him to go to Chiefs.
This one is just a comment. Please tell Junior Kanye we hate him, Chiefs fans. And then we have another one. Chen competition is a nonsense tournament.
No, look, it's not a nonsense tournament because when you look at it, it's up to the association how do they really take that Chen tournament. That's why I just made an example now to say, take our other 23s to go and play there. Let's continue to build them. Because some of them, they're not playing in their teams. I'm 100% correct. Some of the under players, they're not playing in their teams. Bahlale pension. So, but now when they're there in the national team, the under 23s, that's a good team. So now, why can't you find a way to keep that team? The winger corner. That's how you also build that team. And those players are king. Because remember in football, if you are not playing, you're losing a lot of things. The eyesight, the fitness, the tempo, agility, your body, in terms of taking the pressure and all of that. You are losing that when you're not playing. So a chant for me, I would say, let's use it as a build-up to our under-23s because there's nothing else that our under-23s are doing right now. What is it that they're doing? Some of them, they're not playing even in their teams. But now they figure it's cut to where they need to play qualifying games, Olympics. Now we'll want them to play at the high level. We know other countries, under-23s, they are regular players in my team. But some of our other 23s, they're not regular. My team regular, you'll find good time they're playing Motsipe Foundation. You'll find that good time lab. And now the level is not the same. But now, if you're gonna take that under 23s and then we take them by Chen. We are helping ourselves as a nation to say, these boys, because they're not playing in their teams, let them come and play here. We are building a very strong team to play qualifying games, Olympics, so that we will go to Olympics.
We have a question for you, Khotman. But is it true Mayele is moving to Sundowns?
Mayele, the striker. Oh, well, look, Sundowns can buy anyone now. From Club World Cup, they've got all the money. So if Mayele they need 80 million, they can give it to them. I mean, I think they've got about 300 something million, maybe the Sundowns. And at Sundowns, money is not a problem. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sure. I don't know. But if they can get him. If they can get him again, we're going to sing the very same song again. So that's why I want things to turn around this season. I wish Sundowns they don't sign him. I wish. No, man, it's going to be too much, man. It's going to be too much. Really, guys, not that I hate Sundowns. No, I don't hate Sundowns. But I don't want our football in our football to say, we know Sundowns is going to win the league. No. It doesn't have to be that way. Other teams, they need to come to the party. Orlando Pirates, that's why I want Pirates this season to win it. So that you can also say to Sundowns, no, man, there is another team that can win the league. It's not only you. But yeah, man, if Sundowns, they can sign Mayele, woo. But let's watch the space. I don't know. Maybe in a couple of days, maybe after 24 hours from now, we will know what's happening.
We have another comment for you, Lana Khotman. The under-20s should have been selected for Chen so that they can continue with their growth.
You see, that's another point. Let me take you back, guys. We had already we've got under 17 that they qualified for World Cup. We've got our under 20 that already qualified for World Cup. How are we preparing our team? I'm just asking. Because it seems like, okay, but qualify, then we'll wait for figure that month where they need to go and play World Cup. Sorry, then now they need to go to the camp and we started to prepare them. Aye, bafethu. No, bafethu. I don't know. That's why I look at football ngenye indlela because I believe that you need to keep a momentum for you to always develop and always play well week in, week out. You know, we've got 2 divisions that they qualify for World Cup. But so far, there's no serious matches for them. And that's another point. If you say, no, but I think if for to take under 20s to go there, I think it will be, a bit of a risk because I think it's going to be too much for some of the under 20s. Yeah, the under 23s, yeah, I think they can manage because some, they play professional football. So I think they can, fight physically, the tempo and intensity, everything, they will take it.
Good man. I think it's in Ival.
Oi, bafethu. Please, bafethu, please subscribe. We are live every Monday and Thursday, 10 o'clock. Please like, share, and post. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe, bafethu, and then I'll bring more and more and more. We are on Omni Audio Africa. Oi.